We all know a city is larger than a village, and how a city has a lot of facilities. You would have seen crowded markets, a lot of buses running in the roads, and even cars. Many cars will be parked in the streets, and a city will have more water and electricity facilities. And also, we can witness heavy traffic in a city. At the same time, to control this traffic, there will be a system. A traffic control system will be there, and also big hospitals will be there in a city. At the same time, when we see about these systems and a lot of happenings in a city, have you ever wondered how the system is running here? Who is running the system? And how each action, like the traffic control, running of a hospital, so how these are planned, how decisions are made to make them work. At the same time, one important thing is who is responsible for all these works to be done, be it implementing or controlling it, planning it, or making a decision. So, who is responsible? So, in this chapter, we will be seeing about these issues in brief. Like a previous chapter, here also there will be a story which will make us understand more easier the concepts or about the systems or issues that will be there in a urban system. So here on a Sunday afternoon, Mala and her friends Shankar, Jahangir, Rahana, they are playing cricket in their street. It's a gully cricket. And what happens? Shankar bowls and in a shot, Rahana hits the street light and the street light breaks, and the kids are worried and they don't know what to do because they have broken the street light. And the first thing they got to remember is the previous week they had broken Nirmala auntie's house window, and they all took their pocket money and paid for the glass that has to be replaced. But now they are thinking what we should do now, how much we have to collect, whom should we pay. Yes, they are thinking whom should we pay, and who owns this street light or all the street lights, who changes them. So these are all the questions that is running in the minds of the kids. Rehana's house is nearby, so everyone is going to her house, and they're asking Rehana's mom, like whom we have to pay. We have broken the street light, and whom we have to pay. Rehana's mom is saying, I really don't know about this stuff, but one thing I know is the municipal corporation of this city is in charge of replacing the street lights. And it's best you go and ask Yasmin auntie, because she worked in the municipal corporation, and recently only she retired from service. So the kids are going to Yasmin auntie's house, who is also a friend of Rehana's mom, and they tell her the situation, and they're asking to whom we have to pay for the street light that they have broken. Yasmin Kala auntie, she laughs and she is saying there is no one particular person you have to go and pay, because municipal corporation is a huge organization. Many people are there working in it. You can't just go to one particular person and pay the money. And the municipal corporation is in charge of taking care of the street lights and also collecting garbage, then the water supply in the city, also keeping the streets, roads, and also the markets clean. Then Mala is saying, yeah, I have seen many signs in the city saying that malaria is going to spread. Then Yasmin auntie is saying, yeah, you're right. The municipal corporation is also responsible to not spread any disease in the city. That is, we say outbreak or breakout of disease. So the disease must not spread to everyone, and this is the responsibility of the municipal corporation. At the same time, she is saying municipal corporation is also running schools, hospitals, and also dispensaries where a doctor comes and sees in a small clinic or health center, and also they give medicines here. And at the same time, the municipal corporation is responsible to build or make gardens or even parks and also maintain them. This story is happening in Pune, which is a big city, and here it is called municipal corporation. Just like how we have Mumbai Municipal Corporation, Pune is also a municipal corporation. At the same time, smaller towns will have municipal council or municipality. For example, Rewari in Haryana, then Kadalur in Tamil Nadu are all municipal councils. Now Rehana is asking Yasmin auntie, who decides if we want to build a park or we need a park, where this park should be built? Who will decide this? You have already worked in municipal corporation. Do you decide? She is asking. Yasmin auntie is saying, no Rehana, I don't decide because I was working in the accounts office within the corporation. I was usually handling the pay slips or receipts of the corporation. You know, the municipal corporation is very big and a lot of work has to be done and a lot of people are involved and many decisions has to be made. So a decision like where a park should come or where a new hospital must be built, these things are usually made by the ward councillors. The city is divided into different wards, and each ward will have a ward councillor, and these councillors are elected, that is by vote. By voting, they are elected by the people. So they all meet together and they form committees. A group of councillors will form committees, and these committees will be deciding and debating the issues like where a park should come, where a hospital should come. And it may include even if whether a bus stand must be improved or expanded, or sometimes if in a crowded marketplace more garbage is being dumped and it needs to be regularly collected or cleared. At the same time, when there is a lot of blockage in drains and it needs to be cleared. So these things or issues will be decided by the committees, and it may include for water supply, garbage collection, and a committee for street lighting and all these things. So they will decide about the work that has to be done for these issues. And if there is a problem in a particular ward, the people there, what they have to do is they have to go and contact their own councillors, that is ward councillors. For example, if there is a electric wire that is hanging down and if someone touches, there may be risk to life also. So during that time, what people has to do is they have to go and inform their local ward councillor. So he will contact the electricity authority and will solve the issue. So it is the responsibility of the ward councillor to solve any issues in the ward. And all the ward councillors also meet to prepare the budget for the city, for the corporation. So what income has come and how the income has to be spent, and after deciding what has to be done for each work or each issue, how much money has to be spent, all these things they will put as a budget. At the same time, if there is any particular issue in a particular ward, these demands will be kept by the individual ward councillor for their respective wards before this council. This council is nothing but the council of the ward councillors. So now the kids are asking previously how the decisions in the city are made by the ward councillors. The city is very large and we know a lot of work has to be done. And particularly Shankar is asking, does the municipal corporation have a lot of workers to do all these works? Yasmin is saying yes. The decisions are made by the ward councillors in the council, but these decisions are implemented by the administrative staff and also the corporation commissioner. At the same time, we saw previously how the ward councillors are elected by the people. But here, the corporation commissioner and the administrative staffs are appointed by the government. And as you know, there are a lot of works that needs to be done in the city, and these works are divided into different departments. So there will be a department for water, that is water department, then garbage collection department, then a department to look after gardens or parks in the city, and also for a roadway department will be there. Then for sanitation there will be a department. And now Jahangir is asking auntie where the garbage that the municipal corporation is collecting goes. And Yasmin auntie is saying, yeah, this is a very interesting question. As you know, a lot of garbage usually lies in the street and it needs to be collected regularly. And if it is uncollected and remains on the streets for a long time, what happens? Dogs will come, then rats and also flies or mosquitoes will be there all over the place. And people will get ill or sick because of the smell itself. So similarly, even in our area, it happened. At one particular point, even the children could not come outside. So much garbage was there, and dogs were there, rats were there, and flies were there all over the place. And people, especially the women, got very upset and unhappy about the situation, and they came to me for advice. And Yasmin auntie continues. She said, I replied to the women that I'll talk to some officer in my department, but I don't know how long it will take for this issue to be solved. Then Gangabai said, we will go to our ward councillor because we elected him, so it is his responsibility. We will go to his house and protest. So what happens? All the women in the locality, along with Gangabai, they go and shout slogans outside the house of the ward councillor. Hearing all the commotions, he is coming out and asking what happened. Then Gangabai is explaining to him the situation, and she is saying the issue needs to be solved immediately. He is promising that he'll go and meet the corporation commissioner the next day itself. And he asked that Gangabai should write a petition and all the adults in the area must sign the petition. And in the petition, it should be mentioned that the garbage was not collected regularly. At the same time, the ward councillor said that we will take the local sanitation engineer along with us to meet the corporation commissioner, because the sanitation engineer, he knows about the situation, how bad it is. So we will take the sanitation engineer along with us. After everybody goes home, they made sure that the petition is signed. Even the kids, they take the petition to their parents and make them sign it. Next morning, a group of women, then the ward councillor and also the sanitation engineer, they go to the municipal corporation office and they meet the commissioner. They gave the petition and they tell what the situation is. But what happens, the commissioner, he's starting to give some excuses. He's saying, we don't have a lot of trucks here. Then how can we solve this issue immediately, he's asking. Then immediately what happens, Gangabai is saying, I don't think so. the corporation seems to have a lot of trucks, and especially it goes to the posh area in the city, but not to our area. Then what happens? The commissioner says, okay, don't worry, I'll take care of the situation and it will be solved immediately. Then Gangabai is saying, if it is not solved immediately, we will again come with a large group and we will protest, that too in front of the corporation office itself, she is saying. So this is what Yasmin auntie is explaining about a protest in the area. So now Rehana is asking, so finally did the streets get cleaned? And Yasmin auntie is replying, not within 2 days, but another protest was there, this time a larger group and even more commotion. And then our locality, our area became clean with more regular garbage collection. So after asking a huge number of questions, the kids are happy with Yasmin auntie's answers and they get up to leave. And finally, Rehana is asking, Auntie, we have 2 dustbins in our home. Is that also Gangabai auntie's idea? And Yasmin auntie replies, she is saying, no, this is the idea of the municipal corporation. They only kept 2 dustbins and they said that we have to segregate our own garbage and keep them in 2 dustbins outside our house so that it will reduce the work of the corporation, she said. So now the children thanked Yasmin auntie and they leave the house. So here we saw about recycling, no? So even in our area, apart from recycling at our house, say for here we saw 2 dustbins. So in one dustbin there will be food wastes and in another dustbin we may have to put plastics or any hard objects in our house. So this will be collected by the corporation. At the same time, we also give many wastes to the paper marts like Kabadiwala. So there things like paper, metal, glass, plastics, they all will be recycled. So from our house, we will give plastics and even our notebooks which were used for a long time and we don't need it anymore. So these things will be recycled and what they will do is they will segregate here. They will segregate paper separately, then metals separately, glass separately or plastic separately, and there will be separate organizations who will come and collect these things for recycling. This is also very important for a city to be clean. So far, we saw a lot of services like garbage collection, street lighting, then water supply, and also to even lay roads. So for all these services, the corporation will require money or funds. So where does this fund come from? Primarily through taxes. A tax is nothing but the money that people pay to the government for the services that the government provides for the people. So the above said services are provided by the government to the people. So for that, the people have to pay tax. So there are several taxes. So one example will be property tax. If someone owns a home in the city, they have to pay property tax. And if someone has a larger house, a big house, then they have to pay more tax. You should also know that property tax makes around 20 to 30% of the total tax collected by the municipal corporation. And the rest of the taxes will be water taxes. Then there is tax for education. There is education cess. If someone owns a hotel or a shop, they have to pay tax. That comes under commercial tax. Then in your movie ticket, you can see a tax there. That is luxury tax. You pay the tax to the theatre owners and the theatre owners will be paying the tax to the corporation. So these are all some of the taxes and there are a lot more taxes also. So we have to know that the primary source for the municipal corporation for money will be the taxes. One more thing Yasmin Khala auntie didn't tell the children was after she retired, there were several changes in the corporation. One such changes was the commissioners of the corporation or the municipal councils across the country have started to hire private contractors for doing jobs like collecting and processing the garbage. So this is called subcontracting. That is, there will be private players or a private company who will take the work of the collection of garbage and processing it. Earlier, the government was doing this work. So that is, the government workers will do the collecting and processing of garbage work. But later what happens? Private companies, they started to do this work. And there are several disadvantages also. So what happens here is the contract workers will be paid less because the company owners, they want to earn more money. So what they'll do is they'll pay less to the workers. And also their jobs will be temporary only. It won't be permanent. Then one more thing we must know is the garbage collection work is dangerous sometimes. Because what happens, there can be a needle from a syringe or there can be a blade, knife or any sharp objects and sometimes even harmful chemicals. So the workers have to face all these things and most of the workers don't have access to safety measures or safety equipments because to handle sharp objects you must have thick gloves. Mostly they won't get it. Maybe in some places there can be safety equipments available, but mostly the workers don't get it. At the same time, if someone is injured or some accident happens, hardly any immediate action is taken. So these are all the negatives. One example of private contracting in India will be Onyx in Chennai. This was in 2000, the year 2000, around 20 years back. So they took the contract of collecting and processing the garbage. In the year 1994, there was a plague panic. Plague is a disease. So there was a panic in 1994 all over India, and especially the panic was more in the state of Gujarat, that too in the city of Surat. That time Surat was one of the dirtiest city in India, and it had its own reasons. People from houses, hotels, restaurants, what they'll do is they'll dump the garbage, wastes on streets, roads, or even in the nearest drain where water or wastewater goes. So because of this, what happened, sweepers found it hard to collect and transfer the garbage to the dumps, that is garbage dumps. Adding on to this, the municipal corporation also didn't collect the garbage frequently. So this added to the situation. So the situation became worse. Because of this unclean situation, the plague started to spread. And plague is a bacterial disease, and it spreads very fast. Rat carries the plague sometimes, and also the plague spreads through air. Because of the dump and the garbage, the smell will come from these spots, and here also the plague will start spreading to other areas. At the same time, people who have this disease, they will also spread it. For that, what the government or the hospital people will do is they will isolate the people separately. That is, keep the people having the disease separately. So during this time, that is in 1994, what happened? Around 10 to 20 people lost their lives. And when the first death news started to spread, people started to get scared. And after that, many people started to rush to the hospitals to check themselves for the infection. And around 300,000 people, that is 3 lakh people, left the city because of this scare. So after this, what the municipal corporation did was they started to clean the city completely, and all the waste were properly dumped. And today, Surat is one of the cleanest city in India. So we saw about dump. Previously in the lesson, there was a question where the garbages are dumped. So they are dumped in specific places, selected mostly in remote areas away from the city, and also in some places where there will be recycling plants. So here waste segregation will happen. It will be isolated place where plastics, metals, or biodegradable materials will be segregated, and they will go to different places. At the same time, in distant dumps, a total garbage dump will be put, and sometimes it will be burnt also. And this is one of the waste disposal method followed across India. So we must know when and how our garbage gets collected in our area, and also we must ensure that we segregate our waste at home, and also we dump or dispose our garbage properly in dustbins and keep our environment clean. Continue to register your comments. Thanks for watching and supporting my channel.